It all began, as it always does, once upon a time. In the 7th kingdom of the 7th land, a young girl was about to die. The sun had set on another year, and as the dark of night had descended upon the city of Temwin, so too had the blizzard. Enya huddled in an alley, shielded from the howling wind, the amber glow of candle flames in the windows taunting her with warmth that was just beyond her reach. Occasionally a gust would rush in, tossing about her stringy, straw-colored hair, and sinking the icy fangs of winter deeper and deeper into her bones. Her thin dress did little to block out the cold. Snow had long ago soaked through her ratty shoes, numbing her toes, and, despite her best efforts to keep them warm by tucking them under her arms, her fingers were also losing feeling. For a moment she thought she heard a horse galloping through the streets, before realizing it was her own teeth chattering hard enough to hurt her jaw. Shivers racked her body to the point where she couldn't have stood up even if she wanted to. She muttered a string of curses into her cupped hands, which held the box of matches she had been trying all day to sell. It was all she had managed to grab when her father had chased her out of the shack that morning, for all the good it had done her. The grumbling did little to warm her, but if she was going to die, she would do so using every swear she had learned on the streets, to curse those that led her to this point. The matchbox rattled out of her hands and dropped to the ground. Snatching it back up, she stared at the 3 remaining matches. The rest were gone, thanks to that rich man she had been trying to sell them to before the blizzard rolled in. "Get away from me," he'd spat, shoving her aside with his free hand. She had stumbled, tripping over a loose brick and toppling to the snowy ground, most of the matches spilling across the cobblestones. The freezing slush and hard stone of the road had sent a double wave of pain through her shoulder as she landed on her side. She remembered forcing down tears that had threatened to spill from her eyes. She had taken worse. "Lazy beggar," the man had scoffed, finding his own matchbox in a coat pocket and lighting his pipe. "I don't need your overpriced twigs. Go con someone else, girl. Or better yet, get a real job and stop wasting everyone else's time." She'd spotted the scattered matches, inches away from her hand, just before the man stepped on them as he walked away, grinding the fragile sticks into the snow. All of them had either been snapped into kindling or soaked through, utterly useless, just like her. An idea wormed its way into her head as she watched the remaining 3 matchsticks rattle against the thin wood of the box. Maybe, if she lit them one by one, she could fight back the cold long enough to survive the night. It was a long shot. Each match would only last a few minutes at most, but if she could warm her hands enough to scrounge for scraps of wood, then she might be able to start a larger fire. If she used them all up, though, she'd have nothing to sell and nothing to bring back to her father in the morning. He would beat her not only for coming home without a single copper flake, but also for staying out past curfew. If she lit the matches, he might beat her to death, but if she didn't light the matches, she would freeze and die. The decision came to her when she realized she couldn't feel her own hands, even though she was looking right at them. Fear sent the chill of the night straight to her heart, and she blew on her fingers to warm them. She needed just enough dexterity to use the matches. Pulling out the first one, she prayed that the heat would be enough. Images of crackling fires, warm blankets, and New Year's trees decorated with glowing candles bloomed in her mind. She had never been religious, but maybe one of the fairies or the Snow Queen would finally take pity on her.